The way in which records are arranged is referred to as a filing system. The primary purpose of a filing system is to facilitate the storage and retrieval of records. The secondary function of a filing system is to allow for expansion of the records with a minimal amount of interruption. There are two systems used to arrange medical records, an alphabetic system and a numeric system. This procedure demonstrates how to file patient records using the alphabetic system. Alphabetic filing uses legal names to identify the indexing units. Indexing units are pieces of information used to identify the correct filing location. Each part of the name is considered a filing unit, but the records are arranged alphabetically based on the first unit, the patient's surname or last name. All names that have exactly the same first unit are then arranged by the second unit, then the third unit, etc. If the name is unusual, if the patient uses more than one name, or if it is unclear which name is the last name, the record may be cross-indexed. To cross-index, file a guide or card in the other possible location or locations that refers to the primary filing location. It is important to follow consistent rules when filing alphabetically. If you're unsure of anything, clarify the procedures outlined by the medical office. Individual names. In a patient's name, the last name is the first indexing unit. The first name is the second indexing unit. And the middle name or middle initial is the third indexing unit. If the first and second units are the same, a name with only two indexing units is filed before a name with 3 units. A unit with only an initial is filed before a unit with a full name beginning with that initial. Business names are indexed in the order of the names in the business, excluding articles such as a, and the. Prefixes. If the last name has a prefix such as Mick, Mac, Van, De, or D, the prefix is considered part of the last name. Therefore, it begins the first indexing unit. Traditionally, these prefixes were lowercase, but today they may be written in upper or lowercase. Either way, they are still filed as part of the first indexing unit. The prefixes Mick and Mac are frequently filed in regular order, though in some medical offices there is a group, separate from the other M's, of Unit 1 indexes beginning with only Mick or Mac. Abbreviations and nicknames. It is recommended that abbreviated first and last names be filed as written. If the patient commonly uses an abbreviated first name, the abbreviation is used as an indexing unit. If a nickname is used on the record, it is indexed as if it were the legal name, and often it is. If an abbreviation is part of the last name, such as Saint in the name St. Thomas, it is part of the first indexing unit. In some offices, abbreviations like Saint are filed as if they were written out. Acronyms or initials in business names are indexed as one unit. Hyphenation. Hyphenated names are indexed as one unit, whether first names, last names, or names of children using both parents' last names. If the same name is written as 2 words, it is indexed as 2 units. Titles and seniority terms. Disregard titles unless the complete name is not given or unless they are necessary to distinguish between 2 individuals with the exact same name. Seniority terms, such as junior and senior, may be indexed as the last unit. To file a record using the alphabetic filing system, gather the records that are ready to be filed. Remove any elastic bands or paper clips. These prevent the record from sliding easily in and out of the file. Check the records to be sure that no loose sheets of paper are present. If loose sheets are found, insert them in the record. Sort the records alphabetically by the first letter of the last name using the alphabetic sorter if it is available. Then sort the records alphabetically for each letter. Find the correct location for the record. Pull the outguide halfway out, slide the record in front of the outguide, and finish removing the outguide. If your office does not use outguides, use your hand to make a space between the record before and the record after the one you are filing. If there is an index card in the out guide showing who had the record from the out guide, remove it. Place the out guide with other unused out guides. Some offices keep index cards for the physicians in separate boxes so that new cards do not need to be written. Some offices cross out the name and reuse the index cards. And some offices use slips of paper that are discarded after each use. File each record in the same way until all records have been filed. It is important to follow consistent rules when filing alphabetically. If you are unsure of anything, clarify the procedures outlined by the medical office.